Kinnan at the time when they played against Vitality and had good success with that. But for now, they let it
Please
stay.
ban Gragas. It has to be, right? Cassio's a good answer to Gragas, but I think you need to let the Jinx go and just allow your fight to get value into it. Wow, Jace instead.
Even
Gragas
putting more towards the top side. Of course, we were wondering maybe the Jace comes through even earlier for Chasey, but like you're saying, Annie, Gragas, the picks that stand out. Immediately, the Vi, of course, it's been first pick basically every game this series.
So he's still going to go. So once again, Annie will be let through. Probably not prioritized at all whatsoever. We probably will still see the... wow, okay, not even the Vi. Because now this open up a rotation where you're quite comfortable going Vi into the Jinx. Of course, they would have to
do
a composition build around it. Taken still up and stuff like this as well. But just giving Vi over for first pick Jinx, usually when you do that, it's like, oh, let me go Saya, so Vi doesn't have the same value. Going Jinx really just allows you to go Vi here.
And especially like, yeah, maybe you want to play the Cassio again for Nuke, but level 6 comes around, Vi plus Gragas. That is not fun times for that matchup to go down. So I'd be shocked if we saw anything but the Gragas for Nisqy. It has been so good from him going all the way back to Winter Split.
I think just the question will be now what they will play in the bottom side. Karzion Aphelios, the last time we saw that was just losing in week 1, and that's usually the answer into Jinx.
Gonna say
He's
the
gonna drop the
Ezreal
Ezreal. All right.
It's a Kasi classic as well, one of the comfort picks and one of the champions he's been known for such a long time, and he's still making it work. One of the only ones who's actually willing to bring it out with the Presti attack, still having that laning presence with it. On the other side though, we'll just lock in that Syndra and we'll lock in the Wukong. So you have the setup as well in a team fight to buy space, but Vi is so happy to play into the Syndra. That's a lane you can look to punish.
I mean, personally, I would love to see something like a TF to try and punish those side lanes, especially. But I get some flashbacks of the Ezreal back to game 2, where after the Ezreal it went full down into the poke ideas. Of course, Gragas is something we are still definitely eyeing, and you're going to have to take that here on 3, or it's for sure getting banned away.
So
I think if you're a Mad Lions fan, you're very happy with this 1, 2, 3, the Vi Gragas. Nisqy is 10-1 on this champion. My goodness. The main question, if K'Sante gets banned now, what will, of course, Chasey pull up in the top lane? That's his opportunity to go deep into his pool.
But one thing is Chasey's champions. Another thing is, what about Hylissang down towards that bottom lane?
Who actually gets counterpick?
Exactly. And every time we've seen the Ezreal, or at least 2 times when we've seen the Ezreal, we've seen it paired up with the Pyke as well. So what's going to have to go? Well, it is just going to have to be that one.
Yeah, I'm also thinking Blitzcrank potentially as well, like especially if it's like a Thresh angle for Labrov. Blitz could somehow fit into this composition. Tahm Kench is something we were eyeing in previous drafts too, and seeing, you know, potential heavy dive on the opposite side with the Vi could fit in.
I'm really hoping Team BDS just lock in the K'Sante ban, because I think that's such an easy 4th pick for Mad Lions, and that allows them to then set up for the 5 pick on support. I wonder if K'Sante gets out, if maybe we just get a classic Gnar, because there's so many top laner ban. Maybe this is what you go to, but K'Sante's in the picture.
No matter what happens, it could always just return to that Gnar. I think that's a very smart ban by BDS, just offering so much more protection for both Nuke and Crownie, who have looked very good so far this year. But again, who gets the counter pick? I'm thinking it's going back over to...
2 on 4, right? Because of the bans.
That's
this
true.
Kind of
You just deny it. You deny it.
Ezreal Pyke not the best. Of course, Ezreal Thresh not the best lane. And there's the Annie instead. Okay.
Lots of power picks coming through right now, and you can see this CC that can be applicable right now. Lots of options to go for BDS in terms of support. You still have the Thresh. Could also look towards the Tahm Kench just to keep that extra safety available for Adam. Main concern right now is that extra follow-up with an engage from Wukong right now. You need that extra tanky boy to play for Crownie when he's playing a Jinx.
I'm just thinking Gwen. Gwen is going to be such a monster here on 5. I hope Chasey locks it in, because Gwen has monster value here. They cannot deal with the Gwen here.
I mean, this will be the first time he's challenged to dip even a little bit into the pool this series. It's been K'Sante Jace over and over again. And he was a guy that stepped up late last winter with those counter picks. Now it's going to be the Gwen for him to try and run over the top lane for a 5th game in the row.
I'll be honest, I don't think Mad Lions could have been much more happy with the champions that they got in this draft. You got the Gragas on Nisqy, you have a broken-ass Annie down towards the bottom lane for Hylissang as well. You got Elyoya in the jungle on the Vi, and good CC targets to go for. It's looking good for them, but of course BDS still have Crownie to fall back on, but it's going to be dicey.
It's going to be very hard. Mad Lions have a very proactive early game. They have tools to engage. They have tools to kite back. They can play on side. It all comes down to if they can maintain the same level of discipline and patience that they did in the last 2 games to close out winning positions.
Their early game has been absolutely fantastic. Shio some stumbles in that last game as well here, and he's going to have to show up here 100%. The counter gank last game, it ended up faltering a bit, but if he can guard against Elyoya's early game, that could be big for him. GB.
Yeah, most definitely. And, you know, people were worried sending Mad Lions as a second seed at this point in time. We might just send them as a first seed to MSI if they actually take this one.
Oh, what a
What a story, man.
Yeah, this is going to be real interesting. Game 5, BDS versus Mad Lions. Who would have thought?
It literally could not get any better than that. Mad Lions with a chance to pull off another reverse sweep in an LEC final. But BDS, every single player on this team has been knocked down before. They all got back up, and with one game to decide it all, it's do or die. Which team will take home all the glory and crown themselves LEC champions to book their flights to MSI in London? Let's get into Game 5.
My God, what an honor it is to be here for the Game 5. Last Game 5, a long time ago. Finals often very one-sided here in the LEC. It was Mad Lions versus Rogue for Mad Lions' first title now. They are one game away from their third. BDS looking to fight for their first, the 6th org, to potentially lift a trophy to win a split. And again, everything on the line, but everything coming out already. Initial few autos, just trying to get some poke down, but looks like I don't think he's going to get the opportunity to back here.
Ooh, could have gone more there, but there's 2 wards placed already by BDS. Look at those wards placed by the bot lane already. Level 1 just to cover off anything. Hilly, oh my God. He's in a Game 5 for a finals. He's just recalling in their face. And it works.
Another hook?
Carzzy.
Oh, Carzzy. He's got cleanse.
Even getting the cleanse this early would definitely be positive. Nice to have that little advantage here, but Hylissang ultimately not going to be too phased. I think he's able to grab enough gold for a 3rd pot as well. So,
Yeah.
feels all right.
And Nisqy's trying to get information. Maybe he's going to ward the Raptors. I thought he was going to walk over and ward the red there, but they should be able to track Shio. See if he dodges away from that. Elyoya starting solo on these Raptors.
Gentlemen, it just feels like so much tension. Like any wrong decision here in the game can just throw everything away. What has been an entire split, 6 weeks culminating to a single game here in the LEC. Both lineups betting it all on one final draft. Mono highlighted the Gwen. Going to be terrifying as we get later and later into the game, and it feels like, again, it's all eyes on Crownie. Nuke once again picking up the Syndra means there's only one true hyper carry on the side of BDS.
And it feels again like we're waiting to see if history will repeat itself for Mad Lions. The last time we had a best of 5, it was Mad Lions reverse sweeping Rogue. And now they want to see if they can do it once more against BDS. Keep that elite, the same names that have won the title before in the LEC. Or can BDS create their new destiny and find themselves taking this Game 5 and preventing that reverse sweep from happening?
Yeah, it's sort of like momentum versus a well-oiled machine, really, isn't it? BDS just plugging and playing all of these champions to stick to the same concept. Mad have found a way to break it. Now the question is, can they break it one more time? Or can BDS solve the puzzle to get them to MSI? Hylissang walking up quite far there. He's going to dodge out on the hook, playing really in BDS's face. Obviously the most experienced player here. He's not scared whatsoever of their bot lane. Shio now moving up towards his top side. Chasey just dashed in.
Top side, Chasey, no skip and slash, trying to auto. Trying to get out of this one, flash out to safety. Shio now following up. Positive trade in his favor, but it's just immediately going to playful Trickster out to safety.
Wave is terrible, isn't it? It's not really in a good state. He needs some information. He's trying to get a ward there, but Shio sticking around. BDS know he wants to push this wave out. Elyoya's on Wolves, so this is a really tough situation for Chasey if Adam just holds the wave here. But Shio, maybe he goes up here, Chasey, when the crab's about to spawn. He's getting experience. Needs to get a ward in that brush, though.
Shio dashing forward again, skip and slash. He's going to walk away from that one. Ward will be placed down, tracking Chasey for now. And as you said, Kadril, looking towards the crab.
Gives a lot of control to Elyoya, though, who's moving back up towards his top side. Nisqy getting a ward onto Raptors again was spotted exactly where Shio is. Elyoya is up here, but I think he'll be a little bit late to the party for the Scuttle Crab, but may just be here to support the push for Chasey in that top side.
Yeah, I think he's just here to cover. He's probably going to sweep out this Tribush ward that he knows is there. And then he's going to probably take a base. Bot crab is up. He could also go cycle through his Raptors again to get a better base on something like a Caulfields before he decides to recall. So Shio will get spotted out from Nisqy's reward here in mid. TP back, very quiet early game. No summoners blown other than Chasey's flash on the gank. Slow and steady.
Certainly the case. And for better or worse, as casters, when we walk on stage, we often walk past one of the player ready rooms, in this case Mad, and heard Max saying to the players, play calm, play slow, I said have fun, but you can tell that neither side wants to be the one to make a mistake or overforce an excellent hook from LeBron. Big damage. Not a lot else to respond with. Just getting the wave in and a bit of poke down onto Hylissang. Crownie essentially overstaying here. Lantern going to take him out to safety. Cards are going to press the attack as well in lane, really just trying to make sure that they can all in if they need to.
Yeah, look at Shio, he's moving down here to help his bot lane get a good base off. 3 men basing together. Chasey's up towards the top side. Yo-Yo's going to get spotted out by this ward. There is dive potential here for Mad Lions. They lack information though. They don't know where Shio is, and Nuke has that TP ready. He's probably going to drop it mid when he knows Adam's safe, and there it is.
I do think they have at least a somewhat of an idea the Shio is bot side though. Again, Nisqy's been just consistently warding these Raptors off cooldown every single time to make sure that they can spot out exactly what the Wukong's pathing is. At the moment though, don't want to try and do anything too hasty, but Hilly now starting to move in towards mid lane with Elyoya. Just going to see if they can get some vision down in this river, because with Dragon now spawned, that's going to be what Mad Lions look to try and take next.
Mad Lions, first on the move right now. The jungler in tow as well. Sheo on the top side of the map. Labrov just waiting in the darkness at an experience advantage. Has to be careful about walking up here. Very confident. Crownie in the area has the lantern to bring him in. But fighting over this vision, fighting over the crab. Don't need to be in the bottom side of the map, so they're just going to make sure that they give this one over. Maybe to Crownie, no. Donating it to Sheo, so
Yeah.
very kind of the team.
Dragon gets started up, but no one really wants a piece of that. Elyoya's trying to run towards bot here. Karzi's fast pushing in the wave to see if he can spot out the bot lane of BDS, and he will as they collect the wave. Now Mad Lions have an option here. They can get the next wave in. Elyoya can cover it, or they can start up this dragon. Looks like he's going to queue over the wall, out of vision, and start up that neutral objective. Shio's hovering around mid, getting experience. He should get level 5 from this mid wave, and that'll be pretty handy.
Nisqy, excellent scat of the week. Nuke doesn't have enough spheres, doesn't have enough damage. Destroy Nisqy's health bar there, but a positive health trade overall. Maybe now they can look to contest this Drake. Still don't know or have perfect information that this is happening.
Yeah.
Imagine we get a ward over the wall here, and then they will realize.
Shio doesn't have smite.
The foot. Does he want to go over the wall? Doesn't have smite, as you highlighted. So easy pickup for the side of Mad Lions. 6 minutes, 30 seconds. First Drake getting that Infernal.
Yeah, look at the gold on the scoreboard at the bottom. It's just dead even. No one's put a foot wrong yet. No one's overextended for a play. Chasey's flash is coming back up soon. Both teams just afraid to make mistakes, afraid to overreach.
You talked about it in the previous game, Kadril. Level 6 so big for junglers in this meta, and certainly for the Wukong and the Vi, maybe where we start to see some of these plays where they have that more reliable CC, the more reliable follow-up. For now, though, it's very quiet, very controlled, very calm game.
And I think the slower pace, at least for BDS, is kind of going to be a bit of a godsend. You want Crownie to have that time to scale into the later portion of the game. That's where you can actually have a slower laning phase that lasts longer, give this time for the Jinx. And when Elyoya hasn't really been able to get in and have any problems for us, as the hook goes wide, Crownie's going to be happy to just continue getting as much gold as he can before this laning phase ends.
Yeah, the Jinx will be really strong. He needs to get 3 or 4 items, has a lot of range on him, but still a lot of threat. You know, you're facing up against a Vi and Annie flashing forwards, Gwen, Gragas, who can follow up quite easily as well. Mad Lions might not have an insane amount of scaling. Actually, I think their scaling is not too bad. You know, they're playing with the Gwen on side lane, so should be pretty strong. Will become a monster later on.
And I think that's the big thing here for Mad. They definitely feel like a squad that's heavily reliant on flashes, right? Yes, you got Elyoya's engaged, but for Hilly, you want his flash. Nisqy, you want his flash. So that's something we'll be keeping our eyes on as we start to move over towards these big objectives, like the Rift Herald, which is just about to spawn on this top side. Elyoya just ticks over to level 6, but is resetting now.
Yeah, Labrov's base just got stopped there. Karzi just ulted them through the brush so he could get the base off first. So see who gets that Herald now. With the recalls coming in from the Mad Lions, I think they've evenly matched the tempo of BDS bot lane with that true shot barrage. Elyoya started it up. Chase is pushing out top. Nisqy's pushing out mid. They're going to collapse down here. Shio's going to spot it out. Maybe there's a vision plant there that he can use. No, it's not up, but you'll see him now.
Level 5 from Shio. Really cannot afford to be walking up
Nisqy.
like this. Rocket coming down. There's no way. In a game 5? Nope. Not going to happen. Rocket will connect onto Elyoya, but the Herald secured, and that's 2 objectives back-to-back for the Mad Lions. BDS have gotten nothing in exchange.
And that's the kind of the later stage punishment of Sheo in these early stages. He couldn't find his opportunity. Now he needs a little bit more.
Needs to get out. Bomba back into the waiting arms of Elyoya, and first blood for Mad Lions in game 5.
Huge pick off there. Nisqy had the ward. I think it was Chasey's on that Gromp area. They knew Shio was there. They knew he was level 5. He's just been put so far behind. Elyoya now level 7, a full level advantage in the jungle. First blood over to Nisqy.
And this is how Mad Lions got their win over Vitality. Control the jungle, keep invading, keep the pressure up, and don't let the enemy play the game. They're doing the exact same to Sheo now.
It's also how Sheo got his win over Vitality. It's Elyoya who are consistently showing us that they can do it better. Jungle mid support of this team having a phenomenal series, certainly a phenomenal run through the bracket. Showing up in game 5 is big right now. 1.3k gold difference, 2 objectives over. Herald has not been used yet. Everything in this early game in favor of Mad.
Yeah. Niski's going to build towards that Rod of Ages and the Seraphs. A lot of scaling the Ezreal will build building tier as well. And Mad Lions are just going to use this Herald, I think, to set up for the next Dragon. 1 minute 50 seconds on that spawn. They need to be careful, though. Niski lost his flash. Labrov's hovering around to get vision on this bot side. Can try to punish that. And Crownie still a little bit away from his mythic item. So BDS don't really have the tools at the moment to take fights.
I think they don't really have the vision either. Mad Lions, the big thing is if you can try and find flanks for Niski, get yourself into position for Elyoya, that's where they're going to be the biggest threat. So at the moment, a lot of fighting over just controlling this river area and also just giving the opportunity for Niski to find these roams. With the level 9 now hit, he's going to have max stacks on the Q, should be able to push these waves exceptionally quickly and actually start to have impact even more so than he has already on these side lanes.
JC potentially in trouble here. Adam firing back, getting some good damage down. Needlework coming out, going a little bit wide here. Adam happy to trade ultimates.
Yeah, Ghost pop there from Adam as well. So it's a net positive for Chasey. Got a lot of chunk on him too. So sitting pretty happy in this top side. Adam's TP's back up. Chasey's will be up soon as well. Elyoya is now hovering up towards the top side with a minute on Dragon. They do have the time to make a fast play up here if they want to, but Adam is going to finish that recall. So the play might be off unless they can full dive him from base in a 3v1. It's very risky though.
No reason to pull the trigger there without Chasey having ultimate, just making sure nothing else was afoot. And Mad Lion, again, control on the top side. And I think the big thing right now is while Adam is trading okay, even if Chasey has the push, the later and later we go, this Gwen is a ticking time bomb in terms of team fight output.
Well, I want to try and team fight it for the moment, though. So Chasey, I imagine, going to reset and start to move back up towards this top side. You do have the TP, though, if you want to try and look for the Dragon soon. But Chasey, actually, I thought he was going to finish his reset. Is going to stick around and clear out this wave before we actually have any sort of Dragon fight coming up.
I think he's really close to getting Riftmaker in base. You know, I think he's sitting on a couple hundred gold away, so he wants to stay for this wave. His TP is up. Adam's now moving down. Looks like he's going to get called out here, though.
Nice dash back coming through. Adam, can he make it on safety? He doesn't have all out. He's unstoppable now, just continuing to try to trade, but no one is coming. No one is coming to help Adam all on his own. So taken out on the top side, and meanwhile on the bottom, it's Hylissang, who's been caught out by BDS.
Does he have the shield?
Burning. He does have the shield, and just in time, the Molten Shield will save the day for Hylissang.
Summoner's use from Labrov as well. BDS will get this Dragon. Mad Lions have that Herald. It's ticking out soon, though. I wonder if Elyoya will use it top and get all that gold onto the Gwen. But Mad Lions preemptively calling not to fight this Dragon a minute or two ago. Hovering up towards this top side with Divine.
If Chasey can get control over this, it won't be a steal, but if Chasey can get control over this top lane matchup, it is huge for Mad Lions. The ability for this Gwen to start playing side lanes, to always be a threat. And when you look at, like, if he's winning out against Adam, you don't want to put Syndra in a side lane. So Mad have this secondary win condition that can come online, let alone in team fights as well.
And really huge credit to Mad Lions. How many times have we looked at Carzzy on the Jinx as a big main focus win condition? But despite that, they put him on the Ezreal and they say, we're going to put our eggs in the Chasey basket. And this entire series, it has been paying off for them.
That's what I was going to say. The fact that Chasey has been having this series, it's no wonder that they're giving those resources to him. Lantern's about to time out, though. Sheo.
Ooh, Hilly spotted him, and he's just got level 6 as well. Actually, no Tibbers available.
Sang stun over the wall. Good poke coming in from Carzzy. He doesn't take him over the wall, though, but Elyoya can just follow up here. Sheo now flashing out to safety. And again, another small advantage over to the side of Mad.
2 seconds on the ultimate for Elyoya. They really wanted to see if they can get that. Adam, though, pushing in this top side. I still don't think at the moment there's much that Mad can really do with the flash that Sheo's burnt, but at least they should give them a window of opportunity at the next Dragon when that spawns, also Rift Herald in a minute and a half's time.
No tower for Adam to run back to. He's got Ghost up in a second, though. See if he can get out of this from Chasey. Missing out on the R's. All going to go wide. Not going to get that kill. Unfazed, though, is Chasey. Pops in mode. Adam will be safe. Saves that Summoner spell.
Needlework from Chasey, good, but the footwork from Adam better in that trade. Very clutch. See Adam going for a little bit of early MR, hopefully help him survive in this lane. Sheo just able to pick up that objective, but 1.4k gold lead in the jungle, not something I expected to see in this series. But Elyoya has been everywhere, taking camps left and right, taking kills, finding assists. Sheo spent a lot of time just waiting in the brush, hovering, trying to cover topside. It just did not pay off.
Yeah, it's interesting how Mad Lions swapped up the game plan and played more through top this series towards the late stages of it.
And even you can see Elyoya nearly a level ahead. Actually is a full level ahead of Sheo in that jungle role as well. He's been doing absolutely fantastic. And I think now this is where you're going to start to see it pay off, right? You look at no flash for Sheo, no flash for Labrov, Rift Herald up in 30 seconds. Elyoya going to be in a decent position to set this up, even Niski as well. And it's Labrov on his lonesome at the moment trying to get vision. And he's going to be set back as the Gwen goes missing from topside.
What we've seen throughout the series is Mad Lions slowly bleed BDS out, but then by about the 15-minute mark, they get a good fight in River. They get a good Dragon fight, they get a good Herald fight. That stabilizes the game, and then they're able to just keep scaling, keep the game in control, and not let Mad Lions run away with it. But right now, similar to last game, Mad Lions are just slowly accruing these leads, and there's no response yet from BDS. They've lane swapped their Jinx up towards the top side. They're full committing for this Herald. Chasey has TP. He has the ult up as well. I think Mad Lions will want to match this fight, but Adam could get caught
mid
again.
lane. 4 members descending upon Adam. Unstoppable now. Going to try to ult back out to safety. Elyoya now using the ult, but he's getting out. Knocked back. Clutch there that he is able to escape the reset on the W coming through because of the all-out.
2 big ultimates used, so Mad Lions run away from the top side. That was their window to contest that Herald if they got that pick, but Adam lived, and now they're going to have to cross-map bot tier 1.
Yeah, immediate up to the top side for BDS. They want to try and use this Riptail to crack open this tier 1, give that gold to Crownie. Hilly starting to roam up, but you can see the resets have to come through for Mad. They're not really in a position, apart from Chasey on this bot side, to answer for this play.
Look at Hilly, he's alone here in this 1v3, trying to sweep out a wall. Needs to be careful, no flash up just yet. They could try to look for a collapse onto the Annie. Crownie's over the wall, Blue Orb will spot him out, but he's got the Blast Cone to help him. W will miss, Labrov really wants this hook. Herald will crash, Nisqy will clear out the wave, so the pressure is done now for BDS, and Mad Lions will match with a tower of their own.
The goal lead for Mad still very clearly in their favor, 2 towers to 1 overall, but Crownie, the big beneficiary here. 1K advantage individually just about. One that we have to keep our eyes on. If he falls too far behind, it's going to be so hard for him in these fights. Elyoya can just ult on top of him, and then even a Thresh Lantern really won't be able to save him. But if he can get ahead, if he can stay ahead, it's everything for the side of BDS.
And it does feel like this game is coming down to Crownie versus Chasey. Chasey getting his own advantages in that side lane. 1.3k gold ahead, Riftmaker now completed. Whereas when you look across, it's Crownie where BDS are setting all those resources, even giving them Krugs on the top side. Here we go, though.
Chasey walking forward, needs to be careful here. Flat forward, the flay, the trap's now coming down, but it's Elyoya over the wall, ready to kick things off. Carzzy with an ult! Hitting 2 instantly, the fight turns, the needlework coming out. It is disaster for BDS on the bottom side as Adam will find himself torn to pieces.
It's Crownie versus Chasey, and in round 1, Chasey comes out as the firm winner. Mad Lions taking over on the bot side. They're on towards the tier 2.
Shio, on vision.
Between the entire team, the knockback, it's just so easy for Mad.
Mad are running away with this series now. Nuke's going to get dove as well. He's in a 1v4.
He can't even do anything. It goes golden, but he's just the inevitable. Just knocked down. Chasey on a killing spree. Mad Lions in game 5 are dominating.
They're carrying this momentum, aren't they? Crownie was the one who fell first. His dreams now slowly falling away from him. When you saw how much it meant to him when they beat Vitality, how emotional he was afterwards. Right now, he's as cold as ice. But Mad Lions are coming out ahead in these fights. Nisqy on the hunt for that first title here in the LEC, and Mad Lions wanted to go to MSI on their own terms, and right now, it looks like they might just do that. Chasey holding onto the flash for so long, baiting out BDS to come into him, and then the true shot barrage, Elyoya following up, turns the entire fight.
He's getting so much damage with the needlework procs as well, managing to snip his way through everyone. Mad Lions following up easy, and again, every single time we're seeing these plays around Chasey, Mad collapsing faster, getting in position quicker, and there's little that BDS can do. And as you say, Nisqy now looking for the pick onto Shio, and with Dragon in the picture-in-picture, there's really not much that BDS are finding in this game.
This game has just been blown wide open, hasn't it? You can see Nuke will fall. Timing on the Q here from Elyoya means he can't even flash. He's just hit the second he comes out of the Zhonya's in the frame, and then they translate that into a Dragon as well. We'll see the pro view here from Chasey, who dashes in onto Adam, gets hit by the W. Eventually will get hit by the hook. Let's see what's the damage he can do.
He's just not even worried about it. All the CC coming through to keep him alive. Maybe they could have bursted through the Gwen, but the second the follow-up comes through, the second anything interrupts that, it all falls apart. 3-0-2 now the score for Gwen. It was even in the laning phase for the first time in the series, but it is not even as we crest the 18-minute mark. 1.9k individual gold lead, not just for Chasey, but for Elyoya as well. Crownie, the only member who was ahead of his counterpart, but now slight lead for Carzzy, everything falling apart for BDS.
And now you got to look and see exactly how you're going to try and bring this one back for BDS. Gwen at the moment has such a massive lead. She can just play around those side lanes, not really have to worry about Adam. You can also have Nisqy just playing towards those sides as well. He can deal with Nuke and just continuously take over the jungle. And Nuke.
Elyoya going in, instantly the burst damage now coming out. Nuke sidestep is clean. Can they follow up? Nuke has to be careful. Blinking health bar, he'll manage to survive. But Mad Lions again can play so aggressively now. Can play so unleashed because they just have such a massive advantage.
Need to be careful though, don't throw it away. Mad Lions have been in this position so many times this series. They blundered it in game 1 and 2. This is a big enough lead, I think, for them to maintain map control and play for soul. It's an easy win condition. Don't let that Jinx scale up. 1 minute on the Baron. We've seen what they can do around that objective. Their setups have been clean, their forces have been clean, and despite losing those games, their execution was on point. We'll see if BDS can recover this map state, see if they can get Shadow Flame on Nuke, get Crownie towards that second item. Then maybe they can start to fight back a little bit with Adam in the front line.
So hard though. Such a difficult puzzle to solve. Everything really needs to go perfect here for the side of BDS if they want to find advantages in these fights, because there's a Shadow Flame on that Gwen, and one needlework can shred their entire front line.
But it does feel like a puzzle solved for Mad Lions. The fact that they have consistently been like, hey, we will draft the Ezreal into the Jinx. This is the third game now in playoffs. We've seen Carzzy bring it out, and it's done completely fine every single time. You're looking at Chasey now taking over on the top side with that counter pick once more. And looking at Nisqy, this Gragas, he gets his hands on it again, and he has been absolutely everywhere. Since Nisqy's joined Mad Lions, it's just been this steady trot towards the top. And now Mad Lions with this lead, looking to see if they can finally translate that into the title.
They were 7th, they brought in Nisqy, they were 4th, then they were 2nd, getting swept aside by G2 after an impressive run, and now they're making the same run, this time against BDS, bringing it back. Game 5 clearly in their favor, 6K gold lead. It's an incredible story from the side of Mad Lions that they have managed to survive. They managed to hold on. They have played so many more games than anyone else in this bracket stage.
It's 14, isn't it? 3-2, 3-1, now coming to a 5th game as well. They've played basically 14 games so far in these last 3 days, and the endurance, the camaraderie, the amount of discipline that they needed to get through those series, even bouncing back now from being against BDS on match point.
Yeah, taking content on a lost real series here for Mad Lions, as now they start to set up in front of the Baron. Chasey once more putting pressure onto the bottom side. Nisqy isn't here though, so they do need to be very careful, as you can see one hook from Labrov could spell a lot of trouble for them.
Yeah, Mad really want to get this mid push in, contest these mid waves, make sure that there's no threat of a mid tier 1 from BDS, control this top side. Chasey playing in isolation will destroy Adam in the 1v1. Chasey's just been having such a phenomenal series, been a huge difference maker.
Yeah, Adam doesn't even have a single item completed yet. Maybe he recalls and buys one now, but it's so devastating in the 1v1. Keep track on it as we move forward into this game. 2 items for Crownie, a positive sign. Not enough to win a fight, though. Mad Lions, I don't think, want to give them a full 5v5. They're just using pressure in the mid lane to break open a tier 2, and BDS don't even contest.
Nisqy still isn't with the team, so just keeping your eyes on exactly how aggressive Mad Lions want to be. Now when Nisqy's starting to group up with them, you can see they're moving Elioya to the top side to continue push this in, and a huge amount of it is trying to get control over waves for the Dragon that's in a minute's time.
Yeah, they just took mid tier 2, they just took bot tier 2. Elioya split pushing top as the jungler, the playmaker. BDS really can't find any vision whatsoever. They're trying to get into this top side river, but now Nisqy's marking up against some. Carzzy's there. Crownie's going to try to catch this top wave. I wonder what they're waiting for here. They know that they're going to lose these fights, but they're eventually going to have to walk in soon.
Hook going in onto Elioya. Crownie over the wall. Now they're all trying to follow up immediately. The damage starts to come in. Crownie now going to be in trouble on the backside, though. He's lanterned out to safety, but here comes Chasey, the needlework. Going to do a lot of work onto Crownie. He's got no room to play. He's got no room to maneuver. Chasey on a rampage. And Mad Lions smelling blood in the water. Carzzy getting the ult out from the Syndra. Nisqy knocked back. BDS, can they turn the fight? Nisqy still standing. Mad Lions still standing. They will not drop a single member in the exchange.
Baron's up. Do they look for it, Mad Lions? Carzzy getting a little bit ahead of himself there. Eat into a tower, into 3 people as well. Flashback immediately. TP on Nisqy is available. Elioya is going to heal up on the Honey Fruit. Nuke has TP too. I think BDS are going to have to try and do something here in the 3 versus 5. Adam off to the side. Shio, Hex gates in. This is the last stand for BDS. They lose this could be it.
Hylissang waiting with the stun off to the side. Nuke over the wall. Sheo trying to find a way angle to steal, but it's only 2.9k health. He can't get in there. Mad Lions already taking out 1. Resetting on the Baron. Rocket coming in. It's not enough. They're running out of options. They're running out of tools to potentially steal with this. The Bear zoning away. The power of the Rylai's making sure that Nuke can't do anything. He just has to pick it up, and the Bear's the only thing he's going to get, because that Baron dropping in the favor of Mad. BDS have to keep forcing the fight, but there's just nothing here for them.
There really isn't. Dragon's up, but they're not in a position to take it, are they? Adam's dead. Mad Lions have Hex gates there. Baron recalls. It's 10 kills to 0. BDS, the only thing they've got in this game is a tower and a dragon.
And even the fancy feat from Nisqy keeping him at bay as well, in that keeping BDS away from the Baron, keeping BDS potentially away from the Dragon here as well, as he continues to just farm up the enemy jungle. Hasn't gone for the reset. Nuke will steal it away, but it's a very small prize here, as Mad Lions looking strong.
10k gold lead, gentlemen, at 23 minutes. And when you think game 5, you hope for back and forth. The Mad Lions, they're not giving it to us. They're giving us an execution. They are dominating BDS at every single turn, at every single opportunity.
What an incredible run from Mad Lions across these last 3 days. Nisqy so close to tasting his first trophy here in the LEC. And also tasting his first MSI. He got somewhat robbed in 2021 when he won in NA. There was no MSI in that year. So despite him winning the split, he didn't have the opportunity to compete at that international event. And now he is so close to doing it. Chasey, such a star for this team. And BDS, what's left? What is left? Mad Lions are now going to start the siege. They're on Hex Tech Soul Point. Elioya getting some vision. They spot out Shio. Flanks should be safe for now. See the push in top 4, Nisqy. No TPs on Mad Lions means the 1-3-1 is a little bit more tricky. Carzzy can't afford to step up too far, and he has been doing that a few times this series, so he's going to play a lot more reserve this time around. Can see the win in his eyes. Mad Lions grouping up on this top side, the top tier 2 in their sights.
And you can see the gold so heavily stacked in the favor of Mad Lions. Crownie with an extra cloak needs to get to a third item if he even wants to fire it back, but he's not going to get the opportunity to auto. The Gwen will just be immune. Armor there now as well. And Nuke. Syndra coming out again in the series, but doing nothing. 0-1-0, not able to find early impact in the lanes. And Nisqy has just been so consistent.
Oh,
Labrov.
Just uses the Tibbers on the hook, he's fine.
Hook in again onto Hilly, but they just don't have the tools. Labrov tries to find an angle. Unstoppable now for Adam. The shield coming in the forward to protect him. They're looking for a re-engage here. Labrov. Oh! Mystic shot hitting at max range to finish the kill.
Carzzy finding that shot onto his own support from EU Masters. That breakout split that they had now coming back to bite them as Carzzy will take him out as they take over the base.
This is one of the most dominant Game 5s I've ever seen in the entirety of the world of LoL Esports. Mad Lions are destroying BDS here in the Game 5.
Absolutely eviscerating them. BDS, one last desperate stand. Mad Lions, will they just try to end it here? They've got the Baron for another 20 seconds.
Trinium's down, there's nothing left. BDS, you could pull the trigger, but Mad Lions are just going to fight straight back. They're going to bite back. BDS slowly bleeding out.
But the fights just aren't going to find them. Knockback coming in, the Bomba coming in, Chasey off to the side. Super minions there. The hook will not connect. Chasey just continuing to throw down the needlework. The damage is massive. One last stack. Labrov barely able to walk away. The Nexus falling. Mad Lions on the retreat, the ultimate used just to buy a bit more time. BDS praying for minutes, seconds, anything that they can get in this game to hope, to wish for a chance to bring it back.
Super minions are coming in. Stun doesn't connect. Adam's going in onto Chasey.
Pulling back Chasey, but I don't know if that's a good call. He goes gold in the stopwatch by keeping him healthy. BDS, again, fishing for anything, hoping for a team fight, but Mad Lions can take their time. They have 3 inhibs down. This is a victory lap as far as they are concerned. The only way they lose is if they get overconfident.
And they don't. The patience for Mad Lions there as they back away. Nisqy does burn his flash in it, but they managed to completely dismantle the base of BDS, dismantle the first place team from the LEC split. And now, with the Dragon just 2 minutes away, it feels like you have way too much to handle here for BDS in your own base.
Mad Lions should know they've got this in the bag. The only way they could have lost there is getting 5-man ace on the Nexus towers, trying to end and giving up so much free farm to this Jinx. They didn't. They played reserved. It's the story of the series. They learned their lesson. And now they're looking for the win. Chasey has TP. Elio is going to take the Hex Gates off that red buff. TP on bot. Super minions coming in. 3 nips down. BDS going to have to just flash in and send it, because right now Mad Lions, they want that damn trophy.
BDS fans giving everything that they've got. But I don't know if it's going to be enough. The gold, everything. 3 dragons. Hextech Soul around the corner. Baron in 1:30, they can't even contest. Mad Lions just keeping these waves pushed in. It's going to funnel gold into Crownie, but BDS still need to be able to find a teamfight angle, and I don't even think Crownie's going to be enough at this stage. 5K individual advantage for Chasey, just about. Mad Lions keeping the pressure on. Supers crashing in. Big ult coming in from the Ezreal, not a ton of damage. Bomba just to zone, just to create space. Mad Lions looking for the end here, breaking a second tower. BDS going to kick the fight off, trying to get things done. Crownie on the backside, but Gwen is immune. Gwen is unstoppable. Chasey unstoppable, keeping it going.